66, the Mother Road, America's Highway. That's what we're going to check out today. We're going to head out to Kingman, Arizona to check out all the sites dealing with Route 66. So let's pack our bags and head on out. See you in a second. Good old US Route 66, aka the Mother Road. The highway originally ran from Chicago, Illinois through Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and into California, where it ended in Santa Monica, covering a total of 2,448 miles. The highway was first completed in 1926, sometimes following an old wagon trail etched out in the 1850s. The highway did not become fully paved until 1938. Route 66 was a highway spawned by the demands of a rapidly changing America. It contrasted with other highways of its day in that the route did not follow a traditionally linear course. Its diagonal course linked hundreds of predominantly rural communities to the big city, initially enabling farmers to transport goods. It caused a significant growth to the trucking industry, which began to rival the railroad. Countless tourist courts, garages, and diners began to pop up along the highway from town to town. There was also an emergence of motels during these years, providing room and board for weary travelers. Many points of interest along the highway became familiar landmarks by the time a new generation of post-war motorists hit the road in the 1960s. There was even a popular television show during the 60s titled Route 66. By 1970, nearly all segments of the original route were bypassed by a modern four-lane highway. Kingman, Arizona, to this day, still contains many of the old familiar relics originally constructed along the old highway. Alright, en route to Route 66. Yep. What the heck is that? Mojave County Jail's back there. Yeah. Sure it is. So turn up here onto old Route 66. Eventually. And I think the museum is right over here. Check that out. We are. Here we are. In 1858, just months after Lieutenant Beale's team had completed the initial survey work on the wagon road, travelers were already eager to use this new improved route called the Beale Wagon Road. One of the first groups to attempt this new road consisted of several families traveling together under the leadership of L.J. Rose. The expense of a hired guide scouting for water and the harshness of daily life became a bit easier when these families worked together. It was also understood that there was safety in numbers for those traveling through unfamiliar country. Approaching the Colorado River, the families separated into smaller groups as some were eager to get their animals to water. The Mojave Indians, probably incited by outside sources, were suspicious of this group of families and perhaps believed that they might be trying to settle their lands. The Midwestern United States experienced one of the worst droughts in recorded history, beginning in 1931 and ending in 1939. As the crops died, the black blizzards began. As indicated by this photo of Rollo, Kansas, dust clouds several miles high blew across the plains, covering everything with a fine dry silt. Crops would not grow and animals and humans were actually driven mad by the wind and the dust. The desolation and destruction of the dust storms combined with the Great Depression caused many to leave their farms and seek a better life by following Route 66, the Mother Road to California. However, of more than 200,000 people that fled west to California, less than 16,000 of Dust Bowlers stayed there. Most returned home within months. Route 66 was even more important to those who stayed in the Midwest and toughed it out. The highways were linked to Roosevelt's New Deal program for work relief and economic recovery. From 1933 to 1938, unemployed males from every state were hired as laborers on road gangs. As a result, in 1938, Route 66 was reported as completely paved from Chicago to Los Angeles. Was paved from Chicago to Los Angeles by 1938. The completion of the paving on the eve of World War II was very significant to the war effort. Improved highways were needed for rapid mobilization during the war. At the outset of World War II, the military chose the West for many of its training bases because of the good weather and geographic isolation. Several of these, including Kingman Army Airfield Gunnery School, were located on or near Route 66. The military appropriation of the railroads during the war proved a boom to the trucking industry. While car production fell from 3.7 million in 1941 to 610 rationed cars in 1943, production of trucks capable of hauling 300,000 pounds and more increased. 50% of all military equipment was hauled by truck driving during 4 years. It was not uncommon to see mile-long convoys transporting troops and equipment on U.S. Highway 66. The Studebaker brothers opened a blacksmith shop in South Bend, Indiana. They supplied wagons to the U.S. Army during the Civil War. In 1868, four of the Studebaker brothers established the Studebaker Brothers Manufacturing Company. As the 20th century dawned, Studebaker began building both electric and gasoline-powered automobiles.
car, once the top-selling luxury car in America, disappeared in 1958. Studebaker ceased production in 1966. Studebaker was the only company to span the time from settlers' wagons to high-performance automobiles in its 114-year history.
Say, mister, can I get a malt?
Hotel dining rooms and downtown cafes gave way to roadside diners and drive-in restaurants. Other roadside businesses such as trading posts, grocery, general stores, wrecking services, curio shops, and drive-in theaters made an appearance along the highways. Traveling Route 66 was an exciting and interesting experience with lots of things to see and do.
Isn't this mural something? We got aliens up there? They recreated an old mine. There's prospectors back there, mine workers. What are you doing? Okay, here's the electric vehicle section of the museum, I guess. At this. little more modern over here. It's a Indy car. There's an old Route 66 diner. We're on the old road. A lot of these buildings are still original. And they kind of pay tribute to the mother road. An old lodge. Some more Route 66 stuff. Look at that old motel. Hilltop.